Carly, and I'm so happy you're here. This is Monroe. Say hi. Say hi. Have you ever wanted to start sewing and you just don't know where to start? Well, you're in the right place. Today we are going to learn a little bit about our sewing machine. We're going to learn how to thread the sewing machine and just the basic parts so we can start sewing. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's do it. Okay, so here is our sewing machine. Wow, that was really loud. On the side of most sewing machines is where you plug in your power supply. So mine's plugged in. It also is connected to my pedal. Our pedal is what we press to make the machine sew. The needle go up and down. I have the power switch on the side of my machine. And I also have the manual knob. The manual knob is basically your pedal. It does the same thing your pedal does, it's just manual. So once you have your machine turned on, you will see over here, this is your presser foot. The presser foot's job is to hold down the fabric while you sew. On the back is the lever to make it go up and down. When you are putting your fabric in your machine, your presser foot is up, and when you're ready to sew, your presser foot goes down. Above your presser foot is where the needle goes. It goes right in here, and I will show you how to do that in a minute. Underneath the presser foot is your bobbin case. My bobbin case, you can see it on top, or you load it on top. Some machines, you load your bobbin down here in the front. You may be wondering what a bobbin is. Your bobbin is this little plastic thing that holds thread and is put in your bobbin case, and it holds the thread for the stitch on the underside of your fabric. So your needle holds the thread for the thread on the top of your fabric, and the bobbin case holds the thread for the stitch on the bottom. So that's down here. All sewing machines will have some kind of knobs that have different options. This one on mine is length, how long I want my stitch to be. This one is the different designs. You can do a straight stitch, a zigzag stitch, and different options. I typically stick with straight or zigzag. On top of your machine is where you thread your bobbin and you put your thread to sew. So there's a little plastic rod up here. This is my thread, and you just put it on top, that little rod. This little piece comes with your sewing machine, and it just holds that thread in place. And then again, on top of my sewing machine, I have my tension rod. Tension is how tight or loose I want my stitch to be. Then I have my needle position. It will change if you have a single needle, a double needle, or really your preference of where you want to sew. And then mine has a width, like how wide I want my zigzag to be, or if I'm doing any of these decorative stitches down here. And that's pretty much your basic pieces of your sewing machine. So let's put our needle in and thread it. Okay, here's a little closer look at the presser foot right here. This is my presser foot. And then the bobbin case and the already threaded bobbin that's at the bottom. And then my needle goes right here. So we're about to put our needle in. This is, you see this notch? Your sewing machine will have a tool that you put in there to unscrew it if it's too tight. Mine is not too tight, so I'm going to put it in. Your needle has a flat side and a beveled side. When you're putting your needle in your sewing machine, you put your presser foot down, your needle all the way at the top, and you do that with your manual knob on the side that I had showed you earlier. And you put the flat piece to the back and then push it up in there. You have to make sure that your knob right here is loose. So once it's all the way up there, then you hold it in place and tighten it in. Tighten it as tight as you can go so it doesn't move. And your needle is in place. So typically your sewing machine will not come with your bobbin already threaded. So that's what we're going to do right now. You're going to take your thread from your main source and your sewing machine will have these numbers. It will tell you how to thread it. So we're gonna follow this. It says number 1 goes underneath this little hook. Number 2 goes around this big hook. And then number 3, I wrap it around like this. And then your bobbin has holes on the bottom, has one on the bottom, one on the top. And then you put your thread through the middle going up out of your bobbin. Once you do that, you put your little bobbin on this part over here, and then you push it towards this lever or this little bumper right here, and that tells your machine that we're about to thread our bobbin. And then you hold your thread up so it doesn't get tangled, and you press your pedal, and it starts to thread your bobbin. Once you get to a certain spot, you can cut that thread on top off of, you can cut it off of your bobbin. That's what I like to do. Then you don't have to hold it anymore. And then just continue to press your button, not your button, your pedal until it's full. Okay, so once our bobbin is full, you push it over back into the sewing position. You take it off. You cut the thread from your main source, and then you would put your bobbin where it goes. Mine's already in there, and that's kind of different for each sewing machine. Now we're gonna thread our machine to sew. So we're gonna take our thread from the main source, and you follow these numbers again. So number 1, our thread goes through here, and then around number 2. Then number 3, it goes down this crack. Number 4, it goes up the next crack. And then number 5, this little notch has to be up, and you just move that up with the manual knob on the side of your sewing machine. Wrap it around, and then pull it down. Once you've pulled it down, you wrap it. Mine has this little notch. My last one did not have that little notch. So mine, you put that little notch in there, and then you put your thread through your needle. I can't see it from here. And then pull your needle out the back. That's it. That's how you thread your machine. Now that our machine is threaded, we can start sewing.